Ciao ragazzi, it's Carmine here alongside Sereno from the Napoli Club of Toronto, and welcome to the Figli del Vesuvio podcast, a show where we talk about all things Napoli, our club, Serie A, and Calcio in general. So let's sit back, relax, and talk about that. I think my dad might be coming, but I'm not too sure yet. Gotta figure that out.
Yeah, if he wants to come, yeah, we'll hang out. Yeah, that's no problems.
So it's gonna be fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
for
should be
sure.
fun. But by the way, I started recording right when we started talking, so we're on live. What's up, buddy?
What's up, man?
Not too bad. Just finished watching the Pens game. What a disappointment that was.
Well,
But
you know, gonna be. I'm gearing up to be disappointed myself in about what
no, I
50
think I think the Leafs take it tonight. They're gonna
You
get take
think?
it to five. I think so.
Yeah, knowing them, yeah, they'll probably like destroy them today and then just end up losing in game five.
I don't know, man. I think the Leafs can really put a press on them. I don't know. That's just me though.
I think the Leafs can win a series. This team, how they perform. I mean, look, yeah, they've played better than them overall the whole series,
Yeah.
but you see when it gets tough, when the game gets tough, when they're trying to come back,
hmm
the team just folds. Like that's just all the time.
Yeah. I like I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm not a Leafs fan, so I don't really pay attention to the Leafs much, but I do watch them. Um, they have the skill. They definitely have the skill, and they have the team. The Leafs remind me of Napoli in so many ways. It's unbelievable. They have the skill and they have the team to do well, yet they can't. It doesn't make sense to me how the
I know.
Leafs can't make it past the first round.
Well, the Leafs are okay. It's funny. We're like Napoli in the league in a sense, but like we make Juventus money.
That's
So
true. Yeah.
we're the Juve of the league since we pretty much are one of the top revenue earners, if not the top revenue or earner
Yeah.
league, and we suck. we get it's not like we get favorable calls. Actually, the league has made a point to kind of like bring the Leafs 2-3 steps back in terms of like their off ice like facilities and stuff. Like their prospects aren't allowed to use their facilities
Yeah.
because other teams don't do that for their prospects. So it's like we get no preferential treatment basically. So yeah, so it's like the Napoli in ways, and then it's like Juve in ways, but in all the bad ways, basically. That's what it's like to be the Toronto Maple Leafs, pretty much.
Well, let's just hope that at least the Leafs can make it out and finally win a series.
Series. I have not seen them. This isn't even technically. Well, this is technically playoffs, but it's not even like the real playoff
No, it's a
series.
seeding for playoffs, right?
Seeding, but they're calling it playoff, but it's not like technically the first round, like 16 teams will be next round. So
Yeah.
they can't even win just a series, right?
They're
So
cursed. They're cursed by a first round. And I can't believe that yesterday they. Is that you or is that me?
that's me. I'm on my Mac, so
Oh,
the Mac sometimes I don't log into it all the time. So like
yeah.
it when you log in, it plays on your notifications. Like
Yeah, I know. Is there a way to. Can you put that on like uh, what's it called? Do not disturb mode because it's
like
interfering with the podcast as well.
I don't know
Sorry,
how
bud.
to.
It's okay. We'll just work our way around it then. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm not that popular. It's just old messages that I think it's catching up now. Well, let me see if I can figure that out.
It's okay. We can. It won't be that much of a bother. Um. So let's let's get right into the first thing I wanted to talk about, and that was the Lazio match. And what one thing I really wanted to note about that match was how much better it was. Like watching two different teams
Oh yeah,
from the
definitely.
last couple matches that we watched to the Lazio match. Granted, I believe that the way they came out for that match was a prep for what's going to happen tomorrow. They came out with, I think, the squad they're going to field against Barcelona. Maybe a couple of switches that I probably would make, but I don't know if Reno's going to make. Um,
I think the lineup that we saw against Lazio is going to be pretty close to what we see against
I think so
Barcelona.
too. But I think there's a couple of changes that we can make, notably on the right wing, that can cause Barca some problems because like okay from let's go. I'm gonna go through the Lazio match for a little bit here, and then I'm gonna see how this ties in with the Barca match. So with the Lazio match, first of all, high intensity football. They played high up the pitch. It wasn't really a pressing game, but it was kind of like a it was a mix between like a zonal press where they either dropped back or when they saw it fit, Napoli would press forward and cause Lazio to push the play back. But they did it almost as a unit, like a 4-5-1 defensively. And it really gave Lazio a lot of trouble to move around and to make crisp, accurate passes. Now, that is ideally how we should be playing against Barca. Notably because of the fact that first of all, Barca is going through problems, and secondly, Barca doesn't have the two major midfielders. I think three, maybe two. They don't
Yeah,
have the major midfielders that they want to play, which is Busquets, Vidal, and possibly De Jong.
mm,
Right. So they Barca likes to play with Vidal making more direct runs, pushing the defense back a little bit, and
mhm.
having De Jong drop back and basically create more space for De Jong and Busquets to play in front of the ball, a defense, so the balls can go in behind. But without that, and without those three major players, and with a high press that Napoli is going to be most likely going to be playing,
Do
I
you think
think.
they're going to play a high press Napoli?
Okay, see, the thing is, they could play a high press in the opposition half. Like when Barcelona has the ball in their half, I think Napoli should be able to play a high press because of the fact that they like playing possession, right?
Hmm.
So if you're forcing them to make passes now in their own half, that's going to cause them a lot of problems, especially like I said because of the fact that they don't have their three major midfielders on the
Yeah.
pitch that they like to play with. It's going to cause a lot of problems for them.
I
And here's what sorry, just one last thing. And here's where I wanted to say a couple of
mhm,
changes. Obviously, Mertens, the way Mertens played against Lazio in that
mhm.
last game, I don't remember if you remember from the first podcast where I was talking about Milik in the final third,
Yeah. I
where he was static. He didn't move. And it was very easy for the defense to work around him and to cover him. Mertens didn't allow Lazio to do that. He was always either dropping in behind or drifting wide, pulling the defense apart. And that causes problems on top of obviously Napoli's play in the midfield, which is already, I think, phenomenal.
Yeah,
Right?
no, they had a really good game in the mid. Well, they got some really good midfielders. So
Exactly. So
honestly, finish what you're gonna say before I
no,
start.
I'm saying using that right with a high press in their half, I think
Mhm.
Napoli can cause a lot of problems for Barcelona, and I'm gonna be confident in saying this. It might bite me in the ass tomorrow, but we're gonna win. That's what I think.
It's
I
gonna be a
think we're gonna win.
okay. I I hope what you like. You make some really good points. I agree with what you're saying, but I feel like Napoli is gonna play like how they were playing those first few games in the Coppa Italia. Like I think that's what you're gonna see. You're gonna see like a kind of like a park the bus, like a catenaccio. Like I think that's how
Hmm.
Napoli's gonna approach the game tomorrow.
Like a
And then
drop back,
they're gonna
4-5-1 drop back, low box.
yeah, they're gonna invite keep the ball whatever, and then they're gonna try to get them on a counter attack.
Yeah. But
That's
well,
how I think. That's
I
how I
agree with you with that as well. But I was saying like in their half. Obviously, in our half, I think that's the way we have to play as well, because
Oh yeah,
we're gonna
the
get
ball.
burnt by the front three if we press that high.
Yeah, no, definitely, definitely. Yeah, honestly, if I had to make any predictions for tomorrow, which it depends on what team takes the field in terms of Napoli. Sometimes Napoli, comes out and can dominate, and then sometimes they come out and they look like they don't their asses.
Hmm.
But if if I had money to put on, I would say either we tie 2-2
Okay.
or we tie 1-1 and we win on penalties, or it goes to penalties and whatever happens happens. I think it's going to be a tie
Okay.
because I don't think I saw some people saying 1-0, 2-0. Barcelona's gonna score. Like you're not gonna. They're gonna score. Let's just be honest here.
It's fair.
So you gotta you you gotta score at least a goal and make them score only one goal, or ideally for Napoli to win, they gotta score 2 goals tomorrow. So I'm thinking 2-2, 2-1 would be amazing, but I think it honestly, if I had to put money on one scoreline, I think it's gonna be 1-1, and it's gonna go to penalties.
See, like the I'm saying that I don't. Okay, it's gonna be sounding a little bit optimistic, but if Napoli really plays well defensively, I don't think they're gonna concede. But that's that. Now this is like they have
Come
to
on.
be on their game and
Yeah, but
like no defensive lapse.
you think then center back? You think they're gonna put Manolas Koulibaly center back?
I think I remember I talked to you a couple days ago about this, and I said yes, but I'm starting to second guess myself. I think it's going to be Maxi Koulibaly with Ospina and net, which
Yeah,
makes sense.
that's been their best kind of combination. But I know Manolas has been talking big the last few days, so maybe that sways Gattuso towards like what, I'm gonna put my
Two best.
my two best and see let them figure it out, like let them show their worth basically.
Like to me,
Manolas has played this game before basically, so
that's true.
um,
Manolas does have the experience, but to me, it's because he's coming off an injury. It's kind of risky to play him in such an important game. But if he does feel good and Gattuso sees him fit, I don't see why not. See, for me, the defensive pair, whichever way you cut it, it's gonna. I think it's a good pair, right?
oh yeah.
It doesn't matter which way you cut it. I think the defense is gonna do well. The thing that I changed my mind on the most was the goalie. I said Merritt should be the starting tomorrow, but looking back on Barca's games and how they press in the offensive half,
You need someone who can
you need
handle it.
someone who can handle the ball because they tend to press very high and press the center backs a lot, right? So if you play Ospina and net, it doesn't matter what the center backs are. Let's say for now, Manolas Koulibaly. Um, ooh, right back. That's a good question. Who would be right back?
Lorenzo.
Dilo, yeah, yeah. Okay, Dilo right back. I'd probably put
I was saying that it would if which might happen, might not happen, is playing with three center backs
three center backs.
with Maximovic. Okay, well
Maximovic
not,
left back.
but I mean like Maximovic playing left back. You're not gonna switch to a back against Barcelona, but I mean like having like because Maximovic has done it before. He's played on the wing before in those
Hmm.
games where we have to shut down a Neymar or like a Messi or like
Hmm.
a Ronaldo. They put Maximovic in that position in the Champions League, and he's done well. Um,
That's actually not a bad idea because thinking about it, Messi's going to be playing on that side, right? And
yeah.
Messi likes dropping back
So,
and in
so who
behind,
do
right?
you want Messi to try to dribble? You want Messi to try to dribble through Maximovic or
Mario
Mario?
Rui. Yeah, I'd much rather have Maximovic.
Yeah, but I mean, also you got to keep in mind we got to score goals. Like we can't just if we go 0-0, we lose, right?
Yeah,
Like we're all
exactly.
um you got to score. So I don't know. It's gonna be probably hopefully a chess match. We'll see. Like I don't want to.
Hmm.
Well, unless it's in our favor. I don't want like such an open game. Um,
I
but yeah, honestly, I see if Napoli's winning, if Napoli's gonna win tomorrow, it's gonna be like I said, they're gonna play very defensive. They have to play very defensive. Barca's gonna come out, probably guns a blazing. So
mhm.
try to survive the first 15, 20 minutes, and then go from there basically because the push is gonna come right at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
So
See,
we
like
gotta work
the way
hard.
I think of it is that because Barca is going to be what's the best way to put this? They're not in the right mindset right now, and
No, there's
they're
no hope.
basically almost crippled in the midfield. I forgot about Artur, by the way. Artur is not playing either, so that's
No.
another midfielder
Yeah,
that
no,
they
they're,
don't have
they're
available to
down.
them.
They're down, but they have Messi. They have the best player in the world.
They do. They have Messi, and plus they also have a couple other like Ansu Fati. You got to keep. an eye on him.
Suarez
Defensively, they have Junior Firpo, who
Suarez is back too. I think.
is Suarez
Uh,
back. I don't know about Suarez. I haven't seen anything on him yet.
I don't know. They have superstars, man. What can you do? Like you gotta.
Exactly. Yeah, they have some of the best players in the world playing for them, and the best player in the world, in my opinion, playing for them. So
No,
it's
no.
you really have to account for every single piece of this match. You have to account for every single position all the time for 90 minutes. It is an uphill battle, but I think with Reno at the helm and doing the proper homework, I think Napoli can pull it off.
We've been
I really
good.
do think that.
Really good in these cup ties. I must say, like, so like that gives me some confidence.
Hmm.
Also, all of the pressure is on Barcelona right now. Barcelona has fucked up in the Champions League a lot, so
Exactly.
they've flunked out the first round a few times. So um, they have all the pressure on them. That's why when I say like, if you could survive the first 20, 25 minutes, like don't concede, they're gonna start feeling the pressure. They're gonna feel the pressure. You want the
Hmm.
pressure on them. You don't want the pressure on you.
Hmm.
You want to play a game. You just want to be loose and play a hard game. Like don't even
Exactly. At,
no fear basically.
at the end of the day, it's our game to lose. It really
Yeah,
is. When you start to
we're
think about it, it's our game to lose because I think like almost anything as of right now is pushing into our favor. Like I said, if we go into this game right,
oh yeah.
if the matchups are right, if the homework is done correctly.
Well, they've had months. We've had months
Oh
and months
yeah, exactly.
to be ready for this game.
Yeah.
And the last month of Serie A looks like they've been checked out. So uh, I I I really really hope that they show up to this game from the first minute. And at
Hmm.
least if you're gonna go out, you go out, you know, trying playing hard for 90 minutes, playing your best for 90 minutes. If you go out and you played your best for 90 minutes, I'm not mad. But if we go out and we like play like sheep and just shit the bed, then I'll be pissed off. So
Yeah.
basically, you'll know from the first couple of minutes if Napoli's like there to play or if they're if you're gonna see the Napoli of the last few months. So I'm hoping for the first rather than the latter.
But you know what, Napoli. That's another thing though. Napoli usually starts out really slow. They kind of do it almost like a boxing match. It's like the first
Yeah,
couple of rounds they feel you out. They'll maybe land a couple punches, couple jabs, move around, and see what you're all about. And that's really risky, in my opinion, if you're doing that,
no,
especially against Barcelona.
yeah, no, they'll make you pay.
They'll make you
But
pay immediately.
the last few games that I've been watching of Napoli in the first 10, 15 minutes, like we've been getting tons of chances.
Yeah,
We've been really creating a lot. So um, we have to see. Obviously, Barcelona's not just like a normal. Not Barcelona's not Lazio, so
yeah,
it's gonna be different. But hopefully, and mind you, having no fans is I think works to our advantage as well. So they don't have their 105 thousand people behind them, right?
yeah,
So I think that works to our advantage. And you saw it today with Juve. Lyon upset Juve, so that it happens. Like you can knock out a Ronaldo, you can knock out a Messi.
yeah.
And
Anything's possible. Like my dad always said to me, "La palla è tonda." Soccer goes any way.
yeah, the ball is
The
round.
ball is round. Soccer can go any way, man. It really doesn't matter. If you come out with that right mindset, if you're hungry for it, you're gonna win. Leon today came out hungry. They came
They
out
did.
hungry. The first 20 minutes, they were on Juve. They came out
They
hungry.
were.
They
Yeah, they
wanted
did.
that win.
They did. But honestly, dude, like, did you watch the game, right?
It wasn't penalties. Is that what you're getting at?
Those refs were that ref
That
was
ref was
terrible.
terrible. He was trigger happy, by the way.
Supposedly, I was talking to a buddy, and he said that ref actually was convicted for taking bribes in 2005 as a referee.
Oh, really?
I don't know how. Yeah, I don't even. He's a German ref. I don't even know how he ended up refing in the Champions
Yeah,
League.
I'm surprised he still has a job.
I'm I have no idea. Like, if you've been convicted of taking bribes and fixing matches, then like why you should be banned from being a referee,
Yeah,
right?
banned for life.
I think our ref tomorrow
The
is a
Turkish.
Turkish, so we we'll see. Um,
I don't
hopefully,
I don't know the
yeah,
history with us and Turkish refs, to be quite honest with you.
I don't know either. I know the history of us with Turkish teams, and it's not really
Yeah,
good.
that's
Um,
another thing.
but yeah, that's a whole different ball game. But we'll see. I would have preferred to have a more experienced ref, but um, or
Listen,
a bigger game ref, but we'll see.
listen, like the ref, you can't really take the ref into consideration because at the end of the day, what the ref says goes. All you can really focus on is the opponent in front of you and the task at hand, right?
You just don't want it to be a factor.
You
Like
don't
like today,
exactly, yeah. You don't want it to be a factor. I agree.
today Juve Lyon, the ref was a factor in that game. You don't want to have to be like man, like the ref screwed us over. Like I just
Yeah,
want a game, like, or if the ref is not calling this, like he's like just not calling it. Like it's not like it's like one side and not the other side. But today I don't know, like those penalties, like two non-existent penalties, but the one that Leon got obviously was an away goal, so it's worth
yeah.
so much.
It
And so
it does change the
uh,
dynamic of the match a lot. I gotta like
or that's
I, ki- I
that's
today I
bad.
kind of feel for the Juve fans. I do, to be quite
I,
honest.
I don't.
I
It's really
I
bad.
mean I
I
do and I don't in a way, but
I feel bad for my friends that might that are I know, like I feel bad because they feel bad. I don't feel bad for Juve, but I feel bad that my friends feel bad. But like
yeah, because the way they went out, that's a pretty shitty way to get out, man. That
it is, but you know what? I don't want to say like karma, like but like it's a little bit of karma, but I do feel bad. Like it sucks. Like
I plead the fifth. I got no
especially
comment.
especially for Ronaldo. Like Ronaldo, like tries his ass off. Like he's like such a good player. Like
Yeah,
you could tell that he's like really upset. Like um,
that team
do
has
you think?
let him down for sure.
Oh well, yeah. Well, they've yeah. This year has not been good for them. Um, you think Sadi's gonna stay or Sadi's
I
gone?
just read right now that Agnelli's saying he's staying.
I mean, it's hard. It's tough. Like if you look at all the teams that never have success, it's the teams that flippity flop their their coach every season
Hmm.
and just you gotta maybe ride it out a little bit and see, give it some time. You can't be if you're firing your coach every year, you're never gonna win. Like
Yeah, I agree. You have to let them. You have to have that grace period for them to settle in and really
of course. Well,
hammer in that
it's
ideology.
not really yeah, exactly. It's not really his team yet. But
Hmm.
anyways, let's not talk about them so much. Napoli, but obviously Sarri has a tie to Napoli in a
Yeah,
certain way. So um, yeah, so yeah, we'll leave it at that.
yeah. We'll just move on from that. Um,
Yeah,
what else did I want to talk to you about? Oh, I want to talk to you about how do you feel about Immobile tying the record? We never really talked about this before.
I'm happy. I'm happy for him. I'm happy he's even got the golden boot. He's from where's he from? Torre Annunziata.
Torre Annunziata, yeah. Right beside you.
So he's a local boy.
Yeah,
He's from the Naples area. So it's like him tying that record is like the record stayed in Napoli anyway. So
exactly. I
we
thought the
didn't.
same way.
Yeah, we don't want
He who shall not be named.
yeah, we don't want
Yeah, I agree with you. I didn't mind it one bit. The only
it.
thing that like kind of bothered me was how many penalties he got. But even then, right? It's just
Yeah,
a
I
goal
mean,
is a goal is a goal. It's gonna happen anyways.
technically, Higuain scored 36 goals. He only had three. I think he only had three penalties.
Four,
So
four.
four. Okay, so like 32 actual goals. So that year he was incredible. But anyway, I thought it was pretty cool how like they both got the record or tied the record or beat the record
Hmm.
on the San Paulo. So that's a that's
On the last match day too.
cool. On the last match day. Yeah,
Yeah, parallels all around.
well, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that it also shows that it shows potential for an increase in talent in the league. That this goal
Definitely.
record is not solid in years for what was it,
It
65,
stood for a
66?
while. Yeah, it stood
It stood
for
for a
yeah.
while, right? And now it seems like anyone can come in with a good year and just
Yeah,
take over, right? It shows an increase in talent in the league that I thoroughly enjoy, and I think is beneficial to the league, and it probably is enticing for new players to come into the Serie A and start thinking about joining this league.
Well, look, we're starting to attract more bigger names. Obviously, Ronaldo coming, Ibra's back,
Hmm.
David Silva's signing looks like with Lazio. So the league is getting, you know,
Competitive.
more competitive. Yeah, there's a lot of teams that are competitive. Milan's more competitive now. Lazio's more competitive. Atalanta is like not human. Um, yeah,
Something's going on in Bergamo, but
yeah.
I won't comment on that though.
Black magic.
Some Mike secret stuff.
Gasperini's secret stuff.
Man, that's
Uh,
they're like you said, they're not human. But
yeah.
going like I had this conversation with I think someone on Twitter. I can't remember who it was on Twitter a couple of weeks ago, saying that the I'd much rather have this league be more competitive and teams splashing more on bigger signings, so that way it levels out the playing field
Oh,
rather
definitely.
than having the same mindset. Because I can't remember who said it, man. The name's not coming to me, but he said, I think it was someone from Milan Twitter, where they said, "Would you rather have Juventus win a 10th Scudetto in a row, or Inter surpassing our total amount?" And to me, like I'm not a Milan fan, but to me, I'd much rather have Inter win for the same reason that the league becomes more competitive and more level. Because
Oh
right
yeah,
now you're going into the league thinking, well, Juve is most likely going to win again.
but
We
there's
can,
gonna be one team that's gonna be like the anti Juve. Like everybody's the anti Juve. Like
yeah,
everyone's gonna be the anti Juve this year. Like um, but yeah, if you have like an actual title race with 4 or 5 teams, then it's not just that like the team at the top has to worry about playing maybe 2 or 3 strong teams in a season. Like you have to play hard games all year. So then it's you test your bench. It's more of a I think it gives more of a chance for someone else to win the Scudetto. Definitely. Just
that's
having
exactly my point, right? Because right now most people are going into like I go into every year. This is coming from me though. I go into every year thinking, you know what, something could change, but it's most likely that Juve is going to win again,
yeah.
right? It's a defeatist mentality, really, at the
Yeah.
end of the day.
But that's the team mentality too. Like teams are going in like, okay, like our goal is the Champions League, or our goal is the Europa. Like, what team really goes in as like, we're going to go win the Scudetto? Like, other than
But I'm pretty sure like Inter, Napoli, they all go into the year with that mindset. I'm not putting it past them, but there's
yeah, no,
somewhere in the back of your mind that goes, well, it's possible that they're going to win again. So really, what could we do? It's
yeah,
maybe an irrational thought that I'm having,
not really.
but
They have the most money. They're the most. They spend the most. They have the best like team on paper. They have the best depth. They
yeah,
have the best resources. So it's not like a delusional thought to think that teams are thinking, man, like how are we gonna beat Juve. So but
exactly.
I mean, they've looked like they haven't been so strong lately, and I think that a rebuild is coming. So
Hmm.
if I'm a Napoli or an Inter or a Milan or a Lazio, I'm this next season you're licking your chops because you're like, wow, Juventus is going through some big problems. So they're gonna have to rebuild, and obviously it doesn't your team won't gel right overnight.
Hmm.
So there's opportunity there. But
Exactly.
for Inter, if Conte leaves, I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, Allegri would probably come in and is a good coach. So next season is gonna be really interesting. I think it's gonna be more interesting than this past season. I think it's gonna be a lot more closer, and there's gonna be a lot more teams, like really in the hunt
I
for
agree.
for
Especially,
long.
sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying like it's gonna be like a long Scudetto race. Like it's not like by halfway the middle round it's done or there's
Hmm.
only 2 teams I think there's gonna be like 3, 4 teams like up until the end
Exactly.
that fight for the Scudetto.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, like, especially for us, we already started taking steps in the right direction. First of all, with the Osimhen signing, which I was at the cottage this past weekend with a couple buddies of mine.
Uh,
I woke up that morning, I saw Osimhen signing, and I screamed. I was screaming. I was so hyped up that we could actually secure a young striker, a young promising striker like that. And so for me, it's already a step in the right direction, filling in the gaps
mhm.
that we need the most. Right now, we're looking. I think I just read Veritu and Boga, which first of all would be a great backup in the midfield as well as on the wing, replacing
I was
Callejon.
seeing Under's coming.
Who?
I saw Under
Under. I haven't seen that one yet.
from Roma. What's the guy's Under?
Under, yeah, Cengiz Under.
Supposedly he's they're signing him.
That's
That's what I
not
read
bad. That's not bad. But we definitely need someone to fill in
for
that
Callejon.
Callejon role. Which, like, I'm gonna be honest with you right now. That final game kind of choked me up, man.
Oh yeah, that was sad.
That
Yeah,
final game choked me up a little bit because he was wearing the captain's armband too. And
yeah. You can tell he cares about the team a lot. Like he's a heart and soul player.
yeah, like I was, I like I said, a lot of people know if you're from the club or if you don't and you follow me on Twitter, then you know that I give Callejon flack every single week as of recent due to his form. But like I took some time to reflect on it. I went back. You know, he's a two-time Coppa Italia winner. He won the Supercoppa one time. 82 goals, 78 assists. It's like he's had a really good, successful career with us, and he does a lot of the dirty work that we don't really notice. Like the best way I compared him to was Kyle Lowry. If you guys watch basketball, you know Kyle Lowry. He's the Kyle Lowry of the team. He does the dirty work.
Where's number 7?
Oh yeah, that's right. He wears number 7. Crazy.
uh,
But like I said, he does the dirty work. The stats don't reflect his actual play. Maybe I got too greedy towards the end, expecting so much out of him, or
oh,
maybe
listen,
I was thinking of like 2016 Callejon when he was absolutely lighting it up. But
the first 5 seasons of Callejon was amazing. These last 2 years, he declined quite a bit. Like
yeah,
I felt bad like after I saw that. Like obviously, like you feel sad. But then I looked on Twitter and I saw Barcelona post that Callejon's chance against Ter Stegen, where he shot it right at him. We could have been 2-1 up, and I'm
yeah.
like, you know what? I don't feel bad anymore. Thank God that like this is gonna be his last game. So, like it just like
It's really
you
a
know,
bittersweet moment.
it is literally bittersweet, like the definition of bittersweet.
Now, like having said that, going back to the Barca game and talking about Callejon, like one of the changes that I would have made going into this match is playing Lozano on the right instead of Callejon.
Lozano over Politano,
Yeah,
really?
I feel like Lozano can cause a lot of problems in that final third for Barcelona, especially with like what I said at the beginning of the podcast, pressing really high in their half when they're playing possession. I feel like
Oh yeah. Oh,
Lozano could be a real factor in that.
he was pressing really. I forget, was it last game? I was watching him press, and he was giving the goalie and the center backs a lot of problems when he was pressing.
Yeah, exactly.
Really
Last game.
fast. Like honestly, I feel like next season Lozano's gonna do very very well.
Yeah, I think so as
And
well.
I wanted to go back to what you were saying about like you said something about like the club like growing in terms of signing like Osimhen, signing
Yeah.
a promising young striker. I think the club has grown a lot, like um, in terms of like even last summer being able to attract like a Lorente on a free transfer. I thought that was something that you rarely ever see on Napoli.
Hmm.
Then something like Mertens like re-signing instead of leaving. Like in the past, like players have left, right? Like
Hmm.
for bigger teams and stuff like that. Like the fact that Napoli said, you know what, we're not going to sell you. We're going to keep you here. You're going to like pretty much end your career with Napoli. Like the club is like kind of growing from like we're just trying to make money and just sell players to like no, we're actually like we actually care about our players and we want to like build a culture here, like build a history, like you know what I'm saying, like
Hmm.
have
Yeah, I
like
got what you mean.
our legends like involved with the club still, basically. So, um, and then I think a big thing is gonna be Koulibaly. Like honestly, if you hear somebody say that they want to put like they want to sign a contract to be with your club like for the like to retire with your club like and they're that caliber of a player, I think you should just sign them to that contract. And I wouldn't even sell Koulibaly, to be honest. Like, what's the point?
I wouldn't either. We already have the funds. There's no need
Yeah,
to sell them. I
he
agree.
doesn't want to leave. If Koulibaly said, you know what, I want to go to England, I want to try something like just like Hamzik. Hamzik wanted to go to China.
Hmm.
I want to go to China, whatever. I'm not playing that much. Okay, then you do what the player wants. Like like you have respect for your players. Like if a player wants to leave, I think if a player wants to leave, you sell them.
I
But
agree.
if a player is saying I love it here, like I would, you know, retire here, like then you sign them to the contract, keep them.
I agree.
You want players that want to play for your team,
Yeah.
basically, especially good players. Like and Napoli has what's Rahmani.
Yeah.
He looks like a really good defender, so you don't have to buy another defender. You don't need that Gabriel from
Lil.
Lille. You know, I think if we get that guy in, we have four really good center backs.
I agree.
So
And Romani this year was one of the leading defenders, and I think balls recovered. No,
balls
he
recovered.
was the leading defender in balls
And
recovered by a
and I know he
margin.
wasn't the leading defender. He was the leading player. Like period. Like
Yeah. So
said, yeah.
I always forget about these other signings that we've made, like Romani, Catania. Like these are just
Yeah.
so good. They're
But
so good to have
I mean,
depth.
business, man. We're doing some good business. Like it's gonna like honestly, I feel like it's gonna pay off. Like next season, you're gonna see like a really competitive team. Especially, I think we would have been competitive this year if it wasn't for the whole mutiny and
Hmm.
Ancelotti 4-4-2.
Yeah,
You know,
that really screwed us over. But you know what? We're getting too far ahead of ourselves. That's something to worry about next season. All we got to do is worry about tomorrow. Which, by the way, everyone who's listening right now, they can tune in tomorrow to our YouTube channel for our YouTube live. It's going to be Sereno and I with a special guest tomorrow. That's going to be watching the game. So any final remarks, Sereno, before I close this off?
um, tomorrow just for tomorrow just relax, have a drink, and try not to have a heart attack. Just watch the game, enjoy your afternoon, and yeah, I think tomorrow we're gonna get it done. I'll try to be positive. So
I
yeah, just
I couldn't agree
I'm
more.
just trying to tell everybody to just be calm and Forza Napoli. That's it.
I couldn't agree more. Um, I think Serrano just took the words right out of my mouth. So tune in tomorrow and Forza Napoli Sempre. Ciao, guys.